my name is Mari. I'm an attorney here at the Nieves Law Firm, and today I'm going to talk to you about what proof you need in a domestic violence restraining order. So domestic violence restraining order is one kind out of 4 kinds of restraining orders. This is a more special restraining order because the burden of proof is lower. It's only by a preponderance of the evidence, which is one of the lowest standards we have in the legal field. Now, what you need to prove is that this person that you're trying to seek a restraining order against is an intimate partner or really close family member. So that means like mom, grandma, sister, brother, not cousin, right? And it could be a former partner or someone that you had an intimate relationship at some point. Then they qualify for that. That's the first thing that you have to prove. The second thing that you'll need to be able to prove is that a past act of abuse has happened. Now, abuse isn't just physical. Abuse can be in many different ways. One of the biggest and most ambiguous ways that you can get a restraining order is under disturbing the peace of another party. And that can be in a myriad of ways. One could be harassing phone calls, text messages, sharing nudes, things of that nature. It's not just straight physical. Verbal abuse counts. Hitting a wall in front of you counts as abuse. All of those things are grounds to disturb the peace. And so because we have that big catch-all, there's a lot of things that you can use to prove domestic violence has occurred in your relationship. Now, there isn't a specific thing that you need for proof, but you need to be able to substantiate it. And remember, your own testimony does qualify as proof. All the time, we don't really get proof of injuries, right? Because you're not recording people, you're not taking pictures. People don't necessarily think to do that, though that proof is definitely helpful. The biggest thing to recognize is that your testimony in itself does qualify as evidence. The type of proof that you would need in these type of restraining order matters are text messages. Do you have witnesses? Do you have neighbors? Do you have police reports? Do you have recordings, photos? Again, nothing is like concrete. It's really whatever you can use to prove that. Maybe diary entries, right? Maybe your therapist appointments, maybe times you went to the doctors. All of those things matter, and all of those things can be used. Now, on the other side, if you're looking to fight against a restraining order, you would use the same type of proof. You want to prove that these acts didn't occur. And when you're defending against a restraining order, it's a lot harder because you can't necessarily prove a negative, but you can prove surrounding circumstances. You can use proof for motive. You can use proof somewhat of a type of propensity of character. Even though character evidence isn't necessarily admissible, you can show the reason why someone would want a restraining order against you, improper motive, improper bias, things of that nature. But essentially, you're just looking to prove by preponderance of the evidence that a past act of abuse has occurred. So in whatever way that you can prove that abuse has occurred is all that you need in order to get a domestic violence restraining order. If you find yourself seeking a domestic violence restraining order or trying to defend against a domestic violence restraining order, please contact the Nieves Law Firm and let us see how we can help you.